Okay, prop the mic here. Welcome, David.
Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations. Let's start off by giving David a little congratulations for their Kansas City Super Bowl #2 in the Patrick Mahomes era.
Yeah. It was a fun game. Back and forth.
It was.
Looked like going into halftime, looked like the Chiefs were done, right? Mahomes limped off the field, down 10, but that first drive after second half they just
did not expect that at all.
Yeah, so it was nice. It was a fun game. And our NBA took a major backseat this weekend. So
yes.
So I'm excited happy with the Super Bowl result, but excited that we're back to business here.
Me too. Let's ready to get some wins tonight.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so we got an 11-game slate tonight. We'll cover most of the games. We're going to leave out a few of them. I will note, like, my general observation on the games was that the totals were relatively low.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of 220s, whereas we've lately seen a lot of games in the 230s. The later games, as usual, like with the West Coast teams, are all higher, 230s and above. But the first, most of the first games of the night are going to be low scoring. So just keep that in mind.
Is this a Super Bowl hangover? Or we guys get after it yesterday, and this is like everyone's going to be a little sluggish today?
It could be. It could be. I don't know. Or it could just be bad teams playing each other. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
All right, so let's dive into it. The first one is a high scoring one. Got the Hawks at the Hornets. Hornets are getting 6 points. The total is 240 in this one, so this is going to be fun.
Yeah, you got a couple nice matchups here. Bigs and forward. I updated the DVP matchup stuff through last night. So
nice.
Couple minor tweaks here and there that I can point out as we go. But bigs and forwards against Atlanta, that hasn't changed. You got Nick Richards and Mark Williams as your bigs, PJ Washington, Gordon Hayward as your forwards for the Hornets. And on the Charlotte side, forwards and combo guards are who we could target against Atlanta. That's DeAndre Hunter as your forward and DeJounte Murray as your combo guard. So what do I like here? I know you've been high on Mark Richards, but I think I'm leaning – Mark Williams, but I think I'm leaning Nick Richards in this game.
Okay.
I liked his rebounds here tonight. It's 6.5, minus 115. The last two games he played against Atlanta, he put up 11 boards in both games. And his last two games overall since the Mason Plumlee trade, he's had 8 boards in the last two Charlotte games.
It's good value.
Yeah, I think so. 6.5 for their 6.5 rebounds for their center. I mean, seems pretty good to me.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I think that there's an opportunity, as these trades are now settling in, to find some value. So I think that's a good example.
Yeah.
All right.
That was all I had on the Charlotte side. I got 2 on the Atlanta side. Both guys I called out. I found some nice plays on both of them. DeAndre Hunter over 16.5 points. Dude was on fire. Was that the last game they played, I think?
Yes.
Anyway, he had 25 against Charlotte on January 21st, a couple weeks ago. In 3 meetings against Charlotte last season, he had 22, 21, and 20. Cleared it by quite a bit. He had that's right. I had a note here. He had 24 against the Spurs on Saturday. He was on fire in that game. Probably led to DeJounte Murray scoring less, but we've moved past that. And he's done this in 5 of his last 10 overall. But I wanted to point out, but in all 5 games that he cleared, he had 20 plus in all 5 of those games.
Yeah.
So when he clears it, he clears it.
So you're saying if you're going to play 16.5, you might as well play
20. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Basically.
Yeah.
So, and then the other one was DeJounte, 11.5 rebounds and assists, minus 130. He's done this in 7 of 8 overall. He's done this in 7 of his last 10 on the road, including his last 5 straight. And to point out, Charlotte is number 29 in rebounds allowed and dead last, number 30 in assists allowed this season.
Nice. Yeah, I really wanted to play Capella here. He's my my go-to.
I think
but
you start off every day wanting to play Capella.
It is really when I open props.cash, it's probably the first thing I look at is like, what's Capella's line today?
Not surprised.
I get excited when I see the Hawks playing. But it's high. I mean, it was like 12.5 rebounds or something like that. And I think he can do it, but he doesn't get a lot of minutes, so it's risky to go above 10.5 with him.
Yeah.
But I do realize the recent trend that the Hornets are just horrific at rebounding, as you were saying.
Yeah.
And I like this spot. I like Trey for 2.5 rebounds.
Okay.
I was going to play it 2 nights ago, and I laid off of it, and he cleared there. But he's been 8 out of 9. The line is going to be a little juicy on this one, so shop around for it. But his last 3 games for Charlotte, he was 5-1 and 5. So you could even contemplate going up to 4 as well. But I like he gets those type of Steph Curry similar type of rebounds. Just ball pops out, he's quick and he gets to the ball. So that was my favorite play on this one.
Yeah, he's got a lot. You see him quite. I feel like quite often with like 5 or 6 rebounds in a game.
Yeah, he's just got that speed that allows him to get to the ball. He's not up there, ripping it out of Capella's hands, but
Russell Westbrook style.
Right, exactly. I'm adding my numbers.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else on this one?
No, that's all I got.
All right. Next, we got the Spurs at the Cavs. Cavs are minus 15 in this game, and the total's only 224. So it's like low total, high spread. That screams blowout,
Stay away.
like one-sided blowout. Yeah. So anything you like in this one?
Yeah, bigs against the Spurs is where we should look. It's a let me see here. It is the second only to the Pacers as a big matchup here. So and the other one we could look at actually is forwards. The Cleveland doesn't have a ton of designated forwards on their team. The one that Cleaning the Glass has as their official forward is Chetty Osman, but no lines out on him. But I'm going to go back to the well here on both Allen and Mobley.
Both of them, nice.
Both of them. Jarrett Allen, he's just been so hot, man. You got to ride the hot hand sometimes, right?
Yep.
16.5 points, minus 120. He's done this in 6 straight. And his last 3 at home, 18, 20, and 23. The guy's just trending up. He's clearing this, every single night, it seems like. So.
Yeah, that was my play as well. I like it because even if this is a blowout, the last 3 games, Detroit, New Orleans, and Chicago, he's put up 10, 9, and 10 in the first quarter alone. So he's getting out of the gate really quickly. And again, we talked about this on the show. We posted this up on Twitter. If you look at his last, now it's his last 9 out of 10, he's had 6 points or more in the first quarter every game, except for the one against Memphis. So his first quarter line has gone from 4.5 up to 5.5, but I still think it's a good play because his last 3 games, 10, 9, and 10. Yeah. So that's another way to attack this is just go first quarter, but I do like the 16.5 for the game.
Yeah, I can get there, but if you're really worried about the blowout, I think that's a nice smart hedge against the blowout there.
Yeah.
The other one was Mobley, 20.5 points and assists. And you'd say, assists for Mobley, huh?
Yeah, I saw he was popping on assists.
Yeah, so it's minus 120. He's done it in 7 of his last 10 games overall. If you just look at his assists in his last 6 games at home, 3, 3, 5, 4, 3, 3. So he's getting there quite a bit. And then points-wise, he's also hasn't been as hot as Allen, but he's been regularly putting up, 16, 17, 19 points a game. Yeah. So I like both of these here.
I would before the other day, I was very against playing 2 players that are basically competing for the same stats at the same position on the same team, right? But I actually think it's a good play because it's almost like it's a hedge a bit, right? The probability that both Allen and Mobley are not going to clear is relatively low.
Correct.
There is a good chance that one will clear and one won't, and if you don't, it's more or less a wash on your bet. But then you have instances like hopefully tonight and the other night where they clear it and you're set. So I wouldn't totally dismiss playing two players, same team.
Yeah.
Because the matchup is good for both
especially in the match. When you have a matchup as strong as this one, I think that's the time. I mean, you also don't have this situation a lot. A lot of teams don't have two bigs like this, that you have to worry about. A lot of guys, most teams, it's one guy at one position. So this is kind of unique here. But I like you. That's a good point you made. Yeah.
And also, if one of them gets in foul trouble, the other one's going to benefit from it too. So it's a little bit of a hedge there.
It's a hedge,
too.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. We got the Jazz at the Pacers. Pacers are getting 1 point at home. Total is 238. So this is another one of the higher scoring ones in the first set of the games.
Yeah. So it's higher scoring, but I couldn't find a lot. I like Utah. There wasn't any place really to target. No matchup across any position in the top 5. Anywhere. What you do have, as I just pointed out, is the Pacers have the best big man matchup in the league. So you got 2 here. You got Walker Kessler. I see you nodding.
Yeah, baby.
Possibly. Yeah.
I just find my 20 guys and I just keep going.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
I mean, why fix it?
You got to go with what works, right?
Exactly.
So it's Kessler and Olynyk. Those are the 2 bigs for the Jazz. Kessler, I like 22.5 PR, minus 135. He had 31 PR against the Pacers on December 2nd. And the Pacers are 22nd in points allowed, 28th in rebounds allowed. It's a good spot for him here.
Yeah, I agree.
Were you on PR too?
I just went with points just because he, out of the rebounds and the points, his points against the Pacers were really what stood out in the last matchup. He had 20 points. So his line's at 11.5. So he could clear that by halftime if he paces the same way.
Yeah.
So I like the points. He and Jalen Duren, they kind of have that same. It is sometimes good to play the PR on them because they could seesaw between having a big points game and having a big rebound game. But tonight I just like the points for Kessler. So
okay.
And again, just to reiterate, Olynyk, I would continue to stay away from, even if his stats are rising, just because of the threat of fouling out.
You don't like those fouls, huh?
I don't, man. Fouls, they not only take away your minutes, but they also interrupt the flow, right, of your play. So it's, we gotta stay away from those high foul guys. Yeah.
So the one I had on Olynyk real quick, 10.5 points, minus 115. He's done this in 4 straight games since the Conley trade. And his last 3 games on the road, 11, 15, and 19. So that's trending upwards. So I like it, but it's a great point that you made. So proceed with caution on that one.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Next, we got the Rockets at the Sixers. Sixers are minus 13.5. So another big spread here. Total is 226.5. What do you like here?
What do I like? The place to target Houston, the position to target Houston at is point guard. That's their former MVP, James Harden. And then Philly, stay away from. They've been awesome defensively across the board. So I like Harden in this spot, going up against his old team in Philly. I couldn't figure out. I got a few different ways to go about this, but I want to see were you on Harden here?
Yeah, I mean, that was the play. I couldn't figure out. It's interesting. I'll just throw out the trend that I saw. Harden in his last 2 games against Houston. We don't usually play this because it's hard to find at the books pregame. It's definitely available during the game, but last 2 games against Houston, 8 turnovers and 7 turnovers.
Yeah.
So I actually think that's a good play tonight. If you can get Harden over 2.5 turnovers, was the line. I think he probably just tries to force it a little bit.
Yeah.
Tries to, show off a little bit against the old team. So I think
that's no places have those turnovers. I see a lot of people putting them out there, but they're not so readily available.
I don't see it, but definitely on FanDuel once the game starts.
Yes.
You can jump on it, and probably the line isn't going to change that much in the first 2 minutes of the game. So
yeah.
And then Jalen Green as well, not to get too far ahead, but he also is a turnover machine. His line was 2.5. Last time he played Philly, he had 7 turnovers. So he might also be a good play. But But Harden, getting back to Harden, I think points is probably the play. It was 21.5, which is a little high for him. He's more of a 18, 19, 20 guy, but I don't know. What angle did you like the most?
So the only straight up line I had was actually his rebounds, 5.5 rebounds. He's done it in 13 of 15 games this season when he's at home on a 1 day, normal 1 day rest, which is pretty that's 88%. He's also done it in 20 of 26 just on 1 day rest overall, regardless of home or away. So I thought that was nice. And then I looked at his par, which is 37.5. His RA 16.5. You have the same stats on all these basically. He's done these all in 11 of 15 on 1 day rest at home. RA, par, and PR. So I don't know. I'm on some combination of I like points. I'm with you on the points. I also like the rebounds here. So I don't know. We'll have to circle the wagons and see where we end up on our.
Yeah, we were playing Harden like what was it, 18 or 20 points and 8 assists. Like we were doing that consistently about a month ago. We've been trying to stay away from the parlays and just stick with the straight picks, but maybe this
that might be the way to go here. I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah.
Could be, if you like rebounds, could even be 4 or 5 rebounds and 18 points, something like that. That to me sounds like a home run, but just gotta see if that gets us to near plus money. So
yeah. All right,
cool. And I think Embiid too is just going to destroy the Rockets, but his lines are just getting so inflated, 33 or something like that. So,
and this could be obviously a big chance for a blowout where he doesn't play much minutes in the fourth quarter and whatnot. So,
yeah, I'd also look at maybe a first quarter play here. Just talking about the game. I don't know. I didn't check out what the line is. My guess is it's probably -3.5, -4.5 for Philly. But what's a good strategy there is like wait till the game starts, see if the Rockets can score the first basket.
Yeah,
right. They go up 2-0. That -3.5 now goes down to -2.5, and you jump on it. So got to be quick with the finger on that one. All right. Did you have anything for the Nuggets and Heat?
Nuggets and Heat. No, I don't have anything. Matchup wise, it's point guards against Denver. Lowry's out, so it'd be your boy Gabe Vincent from the other night. And then against Miami, it's forwards, and that's Aaron Gordon, but he's questionable. So I got nothing on this game. Two great defensive teams.
Let's just the total was 220, so let's just take a pass on that one.
Yeah.
Now we got the New York game. Nets at Knicks. Knicks are -2.5 in the game. Again, totals 220. Anything standing out for you here?
Yeah, wings have been where we could target Brooklyn. So that's RJ quickly, new Knicks team member Josh Hart and Quentin Grimes. And then on the Knicks side, forwards, we can target forwards. That's Cam Johnson. And combo guards. That's I don't know who that is. They're still that Brooklyn lineup still shaking itself out, I think.
Yeah.
So I know this is going to come back to bite me probably, but I'm on RJ here.
You love RJ.
He burns me every time. I liked either his rebounds or his rebounds and assists. So it's 4.5 rebounds, -120. He's done this in 8 of his last 10 at home, averaging 6.5 rebounds at home. And his last 3 games against Brooklyn, 6, 6, and 7.
Right. Okay.
So, and then the rebounds and assists is 6.5. So we're tacking on 2 more there. He's also done it in 8 of his last 10 at home, and he's averaging 9.5 RA in those 10 home games. And his last 3 against Brooklyn, he had 8, 9, and 14.
I like that.
Yeah. 8 and 9 was this season, I believe, and 14 was last year. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Was that the only play on the Nets on the Knicks side?
On the Knicks, no, I also Josh Hart over 5.5 rebounds.
I like that one.
Yeah.
I think he's got a history of doing it even on Portland, and then his first game on the Knicks, he was fired up. He what did he have, like 8 or something?
Yeah,
like
I think it's 7. Yeah.
7. I think it's a good play. He doesn't get huge minutes. He's only like 20 something minutes, but when he's
he
out
was
there.
in the closing rotation, though. I mean, the closing group. So,
right.
And Brunson loves him. So he's done this in 4 straight games, 7 in that first game with the Knicks, 8, 12, and 9. Just on the season overall, he's actually done this in 43 of 52 games. That's 83% hit rate on the entire season. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're getting a discount just because there's uncertainty about the new situation. But
exactly.
I kind of feel like he's going to be extra pumped up for this game because you got the 3 Villanova guys
exactly
right, going at it. So
yeah, he's a very high energy player who loves to rebound the ball. So I love it. He's also done. I know home is relative, but he's done it in 23 of 26 home games this season as well. It's 88% hit rate.
Cool. I like that play. I thought this was a good opportunity for a steal play here. Quickly, 1 steal, minus 105. 9 again, fast, shifty player. His minutes are dropping with,
Hart.
Yeah, Hart coming in and even with Brunson playing consistently. Brunson, I think, was out for a couple games and Quickly was starting.
Yeah.
I don't think Quickly's in the starting lineup now, right? No, but he's getting 25 minutes plus a game.
Yeah.
It was minus 105, so I think that's good value. And like I said, he's done this in 9 out of 10 games. So
I like that.
Right?
Yeah. Against the Nets, everyone gets a little more gets up for it. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we got the Magic at the Bulls.
Oh wait, hold on. I had Brooklyn. Hold on.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I like Cam Johnson in this game.
Okay.
I was looking at his par. So if you just dump out the games when he's playing like under 27 minutes, and just look at games where he's playing 28 minutes, which he will in this game. I mean, he's starting for the Nets now, right? He's cleared 17.5 par in 8 of 10. He's cleared 3.5 rebounds in 9 of 10, and he's cleared 5.5 rebounds and assists in 9 of 10.
Right.
So probably also getting this at somewhat of a discount because of the new team and whatnot. In a great matchup, I mean, forwards against the Knicks is the best place to target the Knicks. So I like that.
And the Knicks are you pointed this out earlier in the season, give up a ton of threes.
They do.
And that's this guy's game. Like that's what he's I think he's one of the more pure shooters in the league. Like when he squares up, like he's going to nail it. So I think you can get there. So you're playing, what was it, par?
I think I like the par the best, 17.5 par.
All right.
Yeah.
Good.
And the other one I like, so the Knicks are middle of the pack over the entire season against bigs. But the trend I spotted recently is they're actually top 5. They're a top 5 big target over the last 2 weeks and 4 weeks. And Nick Claxton had 12 rebounds against the Knicks on January 28th. His line tonight's 9.5. He's done in his last 8 of 10 overall, averaging 11.5 rebounds over those last 10 games against the Knicks team, who's a top 5 target over the last 2 weeks and 4 weeks. I love this here.
Yeah, I personally would caution playing Claxton for a little bit, just because I think the guys that the Nets now have are much better rebounders. So I think Dinwiddie's, like if you look, Dinwiddie's going to get 4 or 5 rebounds now.
That's a good point.
Bridges is going to get 4 or 5 rebounds. So a lot of the rebounds that like nobody was grabbing and Claxton was grabbing,
they were just deferring to Claxton.
Are getting distributed. So
good point.
I do think 9.5 is low, but I would like, let's see how this plays out for a couple more games.
I'm with you.
I actually thought Dinwiddie and Bridges, I thought both of their rebound lines looked pretty good too. So pretty low. All right. Can we move on to the Magic and the Bulls?
Yep.
I know this is one of your favorite matchups.
Of course,
I always get excited when these two teams play because of a trade that happened 2 years ago. But Bulls are minus 4.5 at home. Totals 224. Obviously, the story here is Vooch and Wendell Carter, right?
Yeah. I'm actually not on them in this game though.
Okay.
So I was playing the matchups here, and looking mostly at those. So forwards against Orlando is one of the best matchups. Forwards against Orlando and Charlotte are the 2 places you got to play. And then also point guard against Orlando. So it's Alex Caruso and DeMar DeRozan. And then on the Chicago side, wings. This has been throughout the whole season. So that's Franz Wagner and Gary Harris. So I actually found a play on both of these guys that I really like. So Gary Harris, 10.5 par.
Okay.
He's done this in 6 straight road games and 7 of his last 10 in a great matchup. And it's 10.5 par. It's a combination of points, assists, and rebounds. He only needs to get 11.
Right. So, he could do this just on points. Yeah.
Exactly. So I like that. And then I like Franz Wagner here, 3.5 rebounds, -135. He's done it in 8 straight road games. Just playing the hot hand on the road in a great matchup. And then this was nice. DeMar DeRozan, his point lines come down. He's been a little cold, 23.5 points and -105. Not bad. This couple weeks ago was 25.5, 26.5.
Yeah.
So 2 games against Orlando this season, 32 points and 41 points. 4 games against Orlando last season, 29, 41, 29, 23.
So you think he breaks the
the
cold spell? I don't know what's up with him. Are his shots down, or is he just not shooting as well? I think that's a good. I know Levine has been hot of late. Let's see.
Been hot, yeah.
I mean, his last 27-point game, so anything above 25, was like 4 games ago. Yeah, that's what I'm concerned about, right?
Yeah, his last 10, 13, 17, 16.
Yeah, he's usually a pretty efficient shooter. All right, let's see.
So
it's a good matchup for him.
Yeah.
I just liked Vucevic. You wouldn't let me play this the other day. You gave me a disgusted look, but I'm playing it today. 3.5 assists. He's done this in 8 of 10 games, and in his last 2 matchups against Orlando, he had 7 and 6. So I think our plays are very much correlated. If DeRozan goes off for 40 points, Vuce is probably assisting.
That's a good point.
So, but yes, I understand your hesitation.
And nothing on your boy Wendell?
Nah, he's too inconsistent.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, up and down, up and down.
Yeah, I think
Paolo is the better forward to play on that side, I think. But again, I would lay off that too.
Yeah. All right. Big bounce back game for DeRozan here. So
all right. We got you got anything on the Pels Thunder?
Nope.
All right. So let's skip that. The line was -2.5 for the Thunder, and total was 235.5. Any commentary before we move on?
No, I mean both teams are on 2 days rest, so you could look into that a little bit. OKC has been very good defensively, especially the second half of the season. New Orleans, actually, bigs are the best spot to target New Orleans, and I think they're like top 5 or top 6 now on the whole season. So that when they got off to a strong start in the beginning, but actually they've been pretty bad defensively against bigs. But OKC doesn't have like very traditional bigs. You have Kenrich Williams, Poku, Jalen Williams, Darius Baisley. So just let's move on.
Okay. All right. T-Wolves at the Mavs. This will be a fun one. Mavs are -7. Total's 232.5.
Yep. You got Minnesota on 2 days rest, Dallas on 1. Only matchup here that's popping is point guards against the Timberwolves. So I like Luka here. I like his assists, 6.5 assists.
That's pretty low for him.
Yeah. -140. He's done it in 4 straight games against Minnesota. And he's done this in 11 of 15 games this season at home when he's on regular rest. So.
Okay. Very good. I like
the game is probably going to be looking to get the ball, get Kyrie involved, get the new lineup going. So I like that.
Kyrie, you didn't like him at 24.5 points?
No, I mean, I wasn't loving it, but is that where you were? Was that your play?
No, I couldn't convince myself to do it, but I didn't have any plays on this game.
All right. Yeah, I just had that one.
All right, cool. We got the Wizards at the Warriors. Warriors -4. Totals 234. Who's standing out for you here?
Combo guards against Washington. It's been a top matchup all season long, continues to be. So that's Jordan Poole. I like him at I like his par, 34.5 par. He's done it in his last 7 of 8 without Steph, and he's averaging 40 par in those 8 games.
Nice.
Yeah.
That was I wasn't sure what direction to go with Poole, points, threes, par, whatever, but I did think he was a good play tonight. So
yeah, I liked his rebounds and assists the other night. That cashed the other night, and then I think just in a great matchup here without Steph. And then point guards against Golden State has been the position that we can target. So I was a little surprised with this. Monty Morris, 14.5 points, is plus 100. He's done this in 7 of his last 9 games against Golden State. That obviously dates back to last year in Denver.
Right.
He had 17 points against Golden State on January 16th. And in the 3 games he's played without Kyle Kuzma this season, he's had 17, 10, and 16. So
wow.
2 of the 3 games without Kuzma, yeah.
And Kuzma's out tonight?
Kuzma's out, yep.
Nice. Let me see. What about Beal? Is he playing?
Beal's playing, yep.
All right, cool. Very nice. All right, and then so I my only player was Poole, so
Poole.
We're both on Poole tonight.
All right.
All right, and then we got the Lakers at the Blazers. Blazers -1. 238.5 is the total. Who's
you can play anyone you want against the Lakers. They're top 5 they're top 5 for bigs, top 5 for wings, top 5 for combo guards, top 5 for point guards. So play anyone you want against the Lakers.
Play everybody.
Yeah. And then against Portland, bigs are who we can look to target. But that being said, and I know I'm going to regret this, D'Angelo Russell.
Oh, wow.
17.5 points. This is his debut for the Lakers, right? Or his second debut for the Lakers after his rookie season. But he just dominates when he plays in Portland. His 2 games in Portland this season, 23 points and 24 points. His 2 games in Portland last season, 22 and 18. Well, I wouldn't say dominate, but he's clearing 17.5 for sure whenever he plays in Portland over the last 2 seasons. So
yeah, and LeBron, I think, is out again.
LeBron's still out, yeah.
So that's certainly going to contribute to him, feeling more free to shoot.
Yeah, he's going to feel very free to shoot in this game.
I like that play.
Yeah.
What about Dame? You like Dame here?
Yeah, it's a good spot for Dame for sure. I could see him and Russell just having one of those back and forth, jacking up threes sort of game. I could see that here. Big time.
Right, cool. And what about AD?
AD, it's a great matchup for AD. It's the prime matchup here, but I just think I couldn't find anything I loved.
Yeah, the point line is pretty high.
Yeah,
I maybe look at the rebounds. Right, it is also high at 13.5. But in the last 2 games where LeBron didn't play, he's had 16 rebounds and 16 rebounds. So LeBron puts up 8. Probably 8 rebounds a game. So
yeah.
There's a lot of extra boards to go to AD. So I think that might be a good play.
He's going to have that stingy Drew Eubanks defense on him.
And no Josh Hart. So.
No Josh Hart.
Josh Hart's rebounds
and
Nurk
is still out too, right?
Yeah, Nurk is out, I believe. So
it's a great spot. That is it's a pretty good spot for AD there. Yeah.
It's hard to play 14 rebounds, but
I know.
Listen, we were hesitant to play it for Jokic the other day.
Yeah, and
at 14.5, and he crushed it. So sometimes you just got to go with it. All right, cool. That's 11 games. Exhausted, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of games to look through.
It's a lot of games to look through.
Yeah.
Things will normalize over the next couple of days, and then we'll be back to like a normal schedule. So
yeah, it's got a nice, we need a nice 5-6 game slate. Those are good.
Yeah, but this will be fun tonight to get back into the rhythm. So, all right, so enjoy the games, and we'll be throwing the top picks up on Twitter shortly.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Steve.
Okay.